Hi everyone, Grace Boji once again from Boji Farms located in Rakai, Uganda. Welcome to your channel, welcome to our channel. When you look around our farm and anywhere in Uganda, it's the dry season. And very soon we are going to start receiving rains. These rains, we receive them with a lot of happiness, but they come with other challenges most of you know and most of you are unaware of. Today, I want us to talk about how one can sail through the rainy season, especially if that person is a goat farmer. Somebody may ask themselves, why are we discussing the dry spell versus the rainy season? For all goat farmers everywhere, our goats do so well in the dry season. But what happens in the rainy season? That is our point of discussion today. During the dry spell, most of our goats are looking so nice. Why? Because they are not so prone to infections. They are eating grass or feeds that are less in moisture, especially for us goat farmers who are grazing our goats on free range. As a farmer watching me, I want to prepare you. How do you transition from the dry spell to the rainy season as a goat farmer? As a goat farmer, the rainy season comes with quite a number of challenges. Some of you have seen a number of things happen on your farm, but I'm speaking out of experience. What happens at my farm? During the rainy spell, I incur a lot of costs on drugs, especially in treating infections like pneumonia, cough, flu, and other unknown infections that may come at the farm. Reason being, the rain brings a lot of coldness to the goats. These goats are prone, their immunity completely goes down. What do you think as farmers? Have you experienced the same as I'm having at my farm? Two, when these goats are in the rainy season, they don't look their best. Why? They are eating a lot of fresh feeds, which are laden with a lot of water. So instead of the goat feeding itself with lots of feeds laden with water, so it fills up half of the stomach. And water alone cannot make a goat look nice. Some of you may be wondering why our goats look so nice in the dry spell, because they are eating less moisture in the feeds as compared to when they are eating feeds with a lot of moisture in the rainy season. So what would you do as a farmer watching me in preparation for the rainy season? Number one, start by reducing the numbers of your herd. For example, if you have quite a number of them, you are very aware that when you stay with a number of them, some of them may fall sick during the rainy season. And when they fall sick during the rainy season, it implies you are going to spend more money on treatment, more money on buying feeds, sell off some of them or give them away, or maybe transport and take them somewhere else where I feel it's dry enough for them to be. When that time comes when it's dry again, you can either restock, buy goats again, or you can continue with the few goats you have at your farm. Remember, goats have a quicker multiplier effect. Prior to the rainy season, stock a number of drugs to take you through that bad period of the rains. I consider it a bad period because we spend lots and lots of money on drugs. We spend a lot of money on experts. So many things are done during that time. Why should I implore you to stock drugs enough prior to the rainy season? Every time you buy one bottle of a drug, when you are going to the drug shops, you spend a lot more. I, for one, if I'm to go to a veterinary shop, I can get like 6 bottles. I get them at least 5,000 UGX less as compared to when I'm buying just one bottle. So make sure you buy the kind of medicine you need in bulk and ensure that by the end of the rainy season, all that medicine is used up. Don't buy something that you're not going to use up. And to ensure that you don't mess up when you're stocking these drugs, please and please consult veterinary officials. They are always there to guide you on what drugs to stock at any given time. Vaccination. Vaccinate farmers, vaccinate your goats. Before you enter the rainy season, don't wait for the infections to hit you. What infections am I talking about? We get lots and lots of pneumonia. We get lots and lots of Clostridial infections. Clostridial infections are quite a number. There is a black quarter, there is blue tongue. They are quite a number. Ensure that you vaccinate your goats against PPR, against pneumonia, against OF, especially for the babies if they have been born. Vaccinate your goats against Clostridials, especially Clostridials. If you want to lower your mortality levels in the rainy season, ensure you vaccinate. Most of these infections that come about during the rainy season, they come about because our grazing grounds are laden with lots and lots of germs. They are laden with lots and lots of worms. The eggs from the worms are so many. So these worms always come back to your herds. So because of that, ensure that you look for that particular area which is raised enough so that your goats can graze from there for that moment when the rains have started. A dry area which does not have a lot of water soaked there. Why? Because the water drains away. It does not keep most of those infections in that particular area. When an area floods or it has lots and lots of water and you keep your goats there or you graze your goats there, usually most of them get, they rot in the hooves. The hooves become rotten, and when the hooves rot, it means they are carrying a number of germs in there because of the wet conditions. Some of them cause coccidiosis. Usually, I don't know if you have noticed this amongst you, during the rainy season, this is when you have most goats, especially your babies, having lots and lots of diarrhea. Have you ever asked yourself why? Usually, the mothers carry the germs that cause coccidiosis in your herd to the houses. So ensure at that particular time, if you have a raised ground, just leave that ground which is soaked with water to rest and graze your goats in the raised grounds. Ensure that you grow some pasture. Or if you cannot grow and you are lazy or you don't have enough land, please buy some pasture, buy some hay, buy some silage or keep some silage, grow some pasture that even if during those bad times when it's raining so much, and you may choose to say, from morning up to 1, I'm going to feed my goats without taking them out to graze, especially if you're on free range. You bring your feeds, the ones you bought some time back or the ones you grew a while ago, and you feed them inside the goat pen. And on that note also, ensure that when you're planning for the feeds, ensure that you plan for the carbohydrates, ensure that you plan for the protein sources. Among the protein sources, there is a variety of them. There are those that grow within 3 months. For example, lab, ensure you grow centrosema, ensure that you grow lucerne. There are quite a number of them. And the carbohydrates, there is super napier, there is bracharia, there is maize stover, there is sorghum. There are quite a number of them. What you should do, ensure that you use somebody or you consult somebody who is qualified enough to guide you through this whole process of selecting. And actually, the good thing about growing these pastures, sometimes you can grow them on the same piece of land. You can grow the carbohydrates and at the same time grow also the protein sources. That during the harvesting, you harvest the whole batch of protein and carbohydrates at the same time. For example, centrosema grows so well with other types of feeds, especially if you're having a smaller piece of land and you want to harvest all at once. Remember, we are still discussing about the rainy season and why it is so important for every goat farmer to prepare for that time. In Uganda, it's about to start raining. So are you prepared? ensure that you empower your team at the farm. What do I mean by empowering your team at the farm? With empowering your team, ensure that you hire experts. Not everybody can handle the rainy season. Why? If you want to lower your mortality at the farm, if you want to lower the cost of production on your farm, because you are going to use lots and lots of drugs, if you hired somebody early enough to guide your team on what to expect and on what to do, some of these things can be managed at no extra cost. For example, I for one, I didn't know that goats can have a foot bath. During the rainy season, every farmer should have a foot bath where every time the goats are coming from grazing, they walk through that foot bath to kill all the germs they may have gotten in the fields while grazing. And also this same time, when you are training or empowering your farmers, train them how to dispense the drugs. Train them how to mix the drugs. Train them which drugs should be used and which drugs should not be used. At the same time, during the rainy season, ensure that you disinfect the goat pens at all times, at least minimally. Do it 2 times. In most of our Ugandan shops, we have a number of disinfectants. When you disinfect, you kill almost 99% of the germs that may have come from outside or may be stubborn and they are stuck in your goat pen. During the rainy season, it is possible that you may have 1 or 2 cases of goats that may fall sick. You treat and treat till the end of the rainy season. And then you go with you enter the dry spell with these sickly goats. That even during the dry spell, you anticipate these goats will become better. Maybe they add on weight, but eventually some of them fail. Now, these have turned into problem cases. When you have such goats, please, don't hold into them so much. You are spending a lot of money on them and it's eating into your profit. Please cull them off. What do I mean by culling them off? Don't sell them to another farmer for breeding. Sell them for slaughter. You know what is so fun about selling bad goats to other farmer? One way or the other, those goats will end up coming back to your farm. So simply cull them off, sell them for slaughter. Look for people to slaughter them and you sell them for meat.